Hey everyone, it's Dave here and I'm filming outside today on this warm, sunny, lovely September afternoon. There's not too much noise out here, so hopefully I'll come across okay in this video. This is going to be my last video for a while, 30 days I'm thinking, and I'll explain why towards the end of this video. I've been reflecting the last few days on everything that's happened this year, on how all of our worlds are being turned upside down, the fear that's crept in and has consolidated in society, the draconian changes to many people's lives, and how everything's just been turned upside down. And I am appalled and shocked and horrified by so much of it. I'm appalled, shocked and horrified by the measures that the government have put in place. I'm appalled, shocked and horrified by a media that has shown itself to be, in my opinion, nothing but the spreader of poison, propaganda, negativity and fear. A media that's incapable or unwilling to ever strike a more optimistic tone or to pursue any balance in its coverage. But mostly I am appalled, shocked and horrified by the general public and their lack of questioning any of this, at their lack of shock and horror at the terrible effect that the imposing of these measures has had on large sections of society. I'm struggling to, I know that everybody is dealing with this in their own way. I'm really struggling to appreciate how what seems to be like lots of people aren't horrified and disgusted by the horrendous effects that are playing out across society. Let's not forget, we live in a country and in a society now where tens of thousands of old people died in care homes. The very people that we were allegedly supposed to be protecting from a virus that was never going to affect 99.9% of us. We live in a country where if you want to give blood, you have to wear one of these godforsaken face masks. We live in a country where the official guidance is if you see someone who's collapsed on the street, you shouldn't give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation because of the risk of catching and passing on COVID. We live in a country where hundreds, thousands probably of people died in hospital all alone. Many old and vulnerable people, children even, dying alone because visitors weren't allowed. We live in a country where funerals took place in church car parks with little or sometimes no family present because they weren't allowed to be. We live in a country where school children weren't allowed to go to school for 6 months, and when they finally did return to school, they're required to wear these godforsaken face nappies. We live in a country where if anyone has an alcohol or drug dependency problem, then their support network's been taken away from them. We live in a country where democracy, both at a national level and a local level, has been suppressed. We live in a country where the citizens have had so many rights taken away from them, where they can go, who they can see, how many people they can associate with. We live in a country where there are now COVID marshals whose job it is to break up any gatherings of more than 6 people and enforce these immoral rules. But we also appear to live in a country where most people seem content to go along with all of this. Is it a case that I'm alright, Jack, I've got a job, I can pay the mortgage, my family's okay, so I don't need to worry, I don't need to bother about what else might be going on. Don't necessarily need to bother about what level of suffering is taking place out there, outside my 4 walls. Well, sadly, yes, that's how I see it. I want to say again that I'm making these judgments here, and it's not from a position of moral superiority. Absolutely it's not. I'm the first to admit, as I have done on quite a few of my videos on my channel, my faults and how I could have throughout this communicated better with people around me and on my platforms as well, to try to shine a light on how I see the argument. But I am genuinely shocked, astonished, appalled at what I'm seeing from the general public, both in terms of the acceptance of what's going on and the lack of challenge, the naivety that, and the belief that the freedoms that have been taken away from us are just going to be given back by the government. I mean, what government in the history of mankind has ever voluntarily given freedoms back? The complacency, the malaise, the lethargy, it's like the lack of anything tangible to challenge what's going on. I can't get my head around it. I just can't get my head around it. I mean, Australia should serve as the warning to us all. I know for a fact most people don't care what's going on in Victoria in Australia. People don't care. Let me tell you, it's terrifying. They've got tyranny over there. That should concern us. Our Australian cousins, one of our closest allies, similar to us culturally, speak the same language. They love playing cricket, they love drinking beer. They're exactly like us. They're a Western liberal democracy, except they're not anymore. If that doesn't strike fear into people, I don't know what will. But sadly, I don't like using the word stupid. I can be stupid in many ways, but I've always been able to think for myself. But sadly, I just think that a lot of people in the UK can't. That's how I see it. I don't even mean that as a criticism. It's a portraying how I feel. The level of conversation around this year and around the challenge, the minor challenge that it should have been, has been dumb, basic, blind-sighted, myopic, and people genuinely have been brainwashed. They really, really have. It's true. Repeat a message enough times, people believe it. Repeat a lie enough times, people will fall for the lie. And I think the lie is so big now. Now, in saying this, I know that more people are starting to wake up. I know that is happening, and that's great. I said at the start about the media as well. There are some encouraging signs that some sections of the media, primarily the right-wing media, the likes of the Mail and the Telegraph, are starting to question what's going on. I'm just going to move inside. Just stick with me. It's the perils of filming outdoors. Just stick with me a minute. I'll just find another place. And Can't quite remember where I was up to there, but I can't give up this fight, you know, I can't, but I need to have a break. I need to have a rest because I'm emotionally and mentally drained, and I'm physically drained as well because, you know, I had an operation a couple of weeks ago and I'm struggling to get over it, struggling a little bit, and, you know, I think all this worry and concern is really playing into, you know, is negatively affecting me, so I need to get my strength and recuperate, regenerate, refortify myself for the challenges that are ahead, unfortunately. I see a long, hard winter, and I think there will be a Christmas lockdown. I think that's what these evil bastards have got planned. You know, anybody who still thinks this is about a virus, I think we're getting to the stage now. I honestly think people need their heads examined if they really think that. None of this would be justified, even if it was known from the outset that this virus had a, say, 5-10% death rate. Even that still wouldn't justify the reshaping of society, the tearing down of, tearing apart the social fabric and the structures and the routines that so many people need. So many people need routine and structure, support. But now, we're divided, atomised, told to stay inside. Social interaction is becoming more and more difficult. And more people are scared, fearful. We've forgotten how to perceive risk. We've forgotten that risk exists every single day. Because of the godforsaken TV and the power that has over people. Since when was it okay to just believe without question whatever comes out of the TV? Since when was it okay to just believe without question what the government say, what the media say? Try not to be angry here now. I was the other day when I filmed the video, and I didn't post it because I thought I can be a little bit more articulate and reserved in what I'm saying, but still make the same point. But the way people have allowed themselves to be programmed and brainwashed, forgotten how to use their own brains, their own abilities to judge, to study evidence, to research, to use their intuition. People have forgotten they've got an immune system as well. It's not rocket science, this. It's really not. Get some exercise, eat healthily, don't drink too much, get some sun. Your immune system will be strong. It's not rocket science. Everything's been subverted. We now live in a world where it's recommended to stay indoors. Don't go too close to other people. Get a vaccine when it's available. And in a world where we're hammered with advertising from companies who are selling unhealthy products, McDonald's is one example. Companies like that. We live in a world as well where we've surrendered so many of our freedoms away now. And as well as that, there's a flight of capital away from individuals and small businesses to government, central banks, and online business like Amazon. It's terrifying. The pace of change this year, the descent into madness and insanity. People have forgotten the basic concept that society thrives when the concept of the individual is cherished, when individual opinion is cherished, not looked upon as suspicious or crazy. We do live in an age now where if you're able to formulate some independent, unique viewpoint, you're seen as someone who's spouting conspiracy theories, or who's trying to sow division, or who's just a bit mad. So reason number one why I'm not taking a break is because I need to. Because like I say, I need to focus on myself. So that's what I'm going to do. Reason number two is possibly more interesting. I watched a film on Netflix the other night called The Social Dilemma, which was all about the power, first of all, economic power that particularly Facebook has, and also the power that social media companies have to infiltrate people's minds, bury deeper into their psychology, and control the way they think via filtered content, and how Facebook are, via their algorithms, are sowing, and YouTube and Google, sowing division by perpetuating these echo chambers. It was an eye-opener to me. Just occasionally I'll read a book or watch a film that genuinely shifts my emphasis massively, changes my perspective to a large degree rather than a small degree. And talking about perspective, the second reason why I want to take a break, what if I'm wrong? What if everything that I've been saying is wrong, or a lot of it has been wrong? What if my perception is way off the mark? How about that? I have to consider that that is a possibility. I'm pretty confident that I'm not wrong. I've never been someone given to extremes of opinion over political, social matters. I always try to strike a balanced approach and pretty cautious when it comes to opinion. But I've not been this year in response to what I see as an extreme situation. But what if I am wrong? So I'm going to have a 30-day break from social media. I'm not going to consume any content. I'm not going to create any content. And I'm going to just live in the real world, look after my health, maybe buy the odd newspaper. I'll still go on the internet and read articles. I'm just curious. I always like to do that. But no social media. And let's see how that affects my perspective. And then we'll come back in 30 days' time and I'll do a video with a bit of a synopsis on what I've learned in the last 30 days, whether there's been any shifts in perspective in how I'm seeing the situation, how I'm seeing the world, how I'm seeing this society, this flawed society. So yeah, that's about all I want to say really. I think that's probably it. I'm very, very worried. I'm very concerned. I feel like a fish out of water. I'm shocked at the apathy. I don't know how people are going to cope when it suddenly hits them. When the weather's still nice, most people have still got a job. That's not going to last forever. The weather's going to turn in time. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs very soon, unfortunately, and there's going to be a tipping point. I think there's going to be an uprising of some sort. That's my prediction. So, but like I say, I may be wrong. So I'm going to take a break now. Thanks to anyone who's commented on my videos. I know I've only got a small audience and it's really hard. It's so hard to get people to engage. If anyone else sees this and wants to pick up the baton for the next 30 days, if you agree with me, or even if you don't agree with me, if you've just got like your own perspective, say something interesting to say, send me a video. I'll put it on my YouTube channel. I will do. I'm not going to do anything myself, but it'd be great if anyone did that. Let me know. And I'm going to return in 30 days, hopefully with more energy, more vigour, ready for what lies ahead. Because make no mistake, there's dark times lying ahead. All right then, speak to you soon. Bye.